Hey, this is your girl Ashley. I'm back in another video, and I know this is a little weird, but I've always been fascinated in like the torture devices that people used to use back in the day, before they was like, I just wonder what got them to that point where it was like, that's a little too much. So yes, torture devices were used in medieval times to get information or just punish those that did crimes. Crazy concept, right? I mean, to me, I feel like torture devices and all the torture methods were really just conspired by people's sickest and craziest ways to torture someone. And they were I think that would be a good idea. And I'm what was like what was the thought process? Because some I was like reading and I was like, what? What? But I've been obsessed since hearing about the bull. But let's dive into the different methods of torture. But I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of methods. But I just got some methods here that I thought were oh, the first one, the brazen bull. All right. It's an ancient mythical torture device. It consists of a life-size bronze bull that was hollow on the inside and had a door on the outside. The torturer would be placed on the inside and light a fire under the bull. The fire would roast the victim to death. Can I say that? Well, make the victim scream sound like bull noises to those on the outside. I thought this was the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. So you telling me they told you to get in the bull, you got in the bull, and then they start roasting you like you a weenie on a campfire, and they just, oh my god! And then I was thinking to myself, what if that person was just too big? Like, do they just find different methods or different ways, or like it's just one popular, like how they do the death penalty, or how does that work? I mean, like, how does that work for real? Because you're telling me they pointing you to a bull, like a wooden bull, like a not wooden, but like a metal bull, right? It's metal. Okay, it's metal. Let's get that straight. It's metal. Tell you get in it. You over here. Oh, it was not so. And then those tag you just and then you getting roasted alive, like a whole pig getting roasted on a campfire. Like, oh, what you got to do that? What have to do to get that type of punishment? I don't know, honey, but I thought it was crazy to me. One of the torture devices is called an urn ab abagia, also known as the abagia of the Nesbis. They built it to torture. Yeah, when you look at it, it's like, how do you do that? So, you telling me I gotta get, uh, they all crazy to me. The rack is crazy. It's literally what it says it is. It's a rack. It's a torture device at the Tower of London, a royal place that also serves as a prison starting in the 15th centuries. The use of the rack was to pull on ropes tied to a victim's wrist and ankles. This stretched the body and dislocated the victim's joints. See, and I was thinking about those, I think they do it on the rack, but some of them just ruthless. They just gonna tie you up, and then your limb, they'll stretch your limbs out so much and so bad that it'll just pop and go out of dislocation the harder that they pull from some type of direction from something. I think they be getting on horses or something. And doing that, or just people just in general. But this is some real hardcore stuff, I tell you that for sure. So this is the Scavenger's Daughter, and the Tower of London used this. Well, they used to in the 16th and 17th century. It was a metal frame that compressed the victim's body in on itself. How you do that? It's just that's why I said I feel like they just was like, let me see how that feels. Like, and then they just, because I'm like, and then of course the test dummies were the people that first committed the crimes. Good God Almighty, bless them. I mean, the first time you do it, they was like, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, we can just keep on doing that. We're just gonna keep crushing their bones and their spirits. Why not? And I'm like, what? The next one is a thumb screw. They use the thumb screw. Pretty much, it's like to chop off the fingers and all the fingers and the thumb. People do that a lot now in movies. They will like put your fingers in there. I think you know what? I think it was in the last Saw. They was like cutting off fingers, or was that the last Saw? Anyway, they use that a lot in torture methods. They like cut off like parts of your fingers and thumbs, and I'm like, I would have probably just passed out. Like, there is no information to give you. I'm just passing out because you got a piece of my finger. You got my thumb. That's literally up. You got my finger. Like, you got my finger. I think that's checkmate. I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check out something. That ain't it. Gotta tell you that for sure. Then we got the Pear of Anguish. The Pear of Anguish is a device that early Europeans labeled as a medieval torture device. Supposedly, it's a torture that would insert the device in the person's mouth, and then or the genital areas and the back part, in order to widen and cause excruciating pain. Who came up with that? come to the center. Who came up with that? Who came up with that? Okay, in the armchair, right? Armchair is like the other one. It's like, instead of standing and being enclosed in a little coffin, then you actually sitting on a bed of nails. What? Why? Like, oh my God, I understand. Range from 500 to 1500. A victim would be seated on the chair, wrist restrained either by straps or two bars that will push the arms against the arms rested. Sometimes weight will be placed on the victim's thigh. Ooh, it's like me grossed out. Ugh. Thighs or foot. Torture would typically continue for hours, if not days. I would have passed out in a couple of minutes. The chair was the idea intimidation tactic for obtaining needed information for hundreds of years. I'm not gonna lie, you ain't getting nothing out of me because I would have passed out. Someone would have poked me, I would have bled. Don't worry about it. Don't even get the information. I don't even know. I don't even know why I'm here. You didn't even have to bring me here. You didn't have to do any of this. I don't know nothing. It was him. You gotta throw somebody else under the bus. I don't think so. No, that was him, cuz. And don't let it be multiple people on there, man. We just and the last one we got on here is Judy's cradle. Among all the medieval weapons, this might cause the most pain. A torture device by which the suspected victim was slowly impaled on and stretched by the pyramidal tip of a seat. Ugh. It's like, ugh. The first variation of Judy's cradle was a triangle device, Spanish donkey. One end of the triangle pointed upwards and mounted on a sawhorse-like support. Now, I'd just be so glad they got rid of that, because, child, what you mean I'm sentenced to a Julius crater? A Judas. I keep saying Julius. I must like a Julius somewhere out there. Bruh, what if I was assigned to a brazen bull? You just gotta start begging at some point. Your pride might be high, but I bet you ain't trying to get into no brazen, no brazen bull. Please let me go, please. I just won't do it no more. Like you just gotta do something, because oh, and then it just sounds so. It's like even the way it's being described is so terrible. So imagine the people that actually gotta go through it, thinking they think tough macho people. Oh, I'm gonna beat this. How? They designed it so you wouldn't even. Child, what you do if you survive? Like when you survive, like what you do? You just go home and cry in the shower, because I feel like that's what people need to go do if they go survive that. Like, what you do after that? Type of exercises. Like you go home and chill in a cold bath or a cold shower, because what do you even do? I like Epsom salt, like Epsom salt, like how do you relax after that? Like, aren't you paranoid now? Like, aren't you? Is that one of the traumatic things? So now you got PTSD or something? I don't know. But yeah, they weren't playing with you back then. And then I forgot the one with the rats or whatever. Oh, so they putting rats on your stomach and they're having them eat you on the inside. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. We're not. I can't do no torture. I am so sorry. I just can't. Just kill me. You're not gonna torture me. You're just not. Sort of. I'm just gonna have to kill myself, or somebody's gonna have to kill me. Ain't no way. They be in their movies. I'm not telling you nothing. And then they getting all their fingers cracked, like, like, what is it all for, man? What is the torture for? I mean, get the torture, but can you tone it down a little bit? Like, y'all look like y'all hate people. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's too much for me. That's too much.